so I was just gonna
Okay.
talk with her, and they just informed me they'll come and pick me up, and maybe we will schedule a business meeting about what we talked about earlier as well.
Yep, sure, no problem. No problem. You ready?
Yes, please. Have this on standby.
And let me get you the glass, just in case. I had the same problem as well. I just had my voice. I just had my voice recovered as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, what it is dust in the room, more or less.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and it does it for me.
Okay.
It's okay. No big deal.
Okay. Okay. Hi, welcome to the National Critics' Choice. Say hi to one. Sorry. Rewind again.
And take 43.
That's right. Hi, welcome to the National Critics' Choice. Say hi to, I'm Robin Steinberg, and I have Dr. Mel Gill again. This is part 2 of the talk, and he's going to tell us more about his latest production and his book coming up. And Dr. Mel, welcome back.
Thank you.
And you know what? Tell us. I heard that you're writing, still writing more books.
Yes, it
And
never stops.
It's one of your biggest goals, and also a movie as well that's coming up in the pipeline. Could you tell us more about that?
Yes, the upcoming movie is called Anything is Possible. And what I wanted to do was to get a few people together who I thought were exemplary examples of people who, against the odds, managed to achieve the goals they wanted to achieve. And these people like Obama, for instance, Oprah Winfrey, you've got people who achieve great things like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm not talking about, the episode with the housekeeper, but I'm talking about, that he would believe, from a foreigner coming into the United States that he could even become a leading man in a movie star, that he was and became. And then on top of that, to become governor of one of the most populous states in the United States, which is California. And then again, it leads you to believe that literally everything is possible if you put your mind to it and you work hard. Because it didn't just happen by magic. All these people worked very hard and believed in themselves, in spite of all the obstacles and circumstances from which they came. So I wanted to point out that even the Dalai Lama, against all odds, became the person that he is, and Nelson Mandela, who spent years in prison and still never lost faith that his Africa that he had envisioned would become a reality. So I wanted to bring all this to life. And not documentary style, make it a Hollywood movie. So
Wow.
if I can get, if you're listening to this, Brad Pitt, or Mark Wahlberg, or Matt Damon, please talk to me. I think together we can change the lives of inner city kids everywhere on this planet. If we were to be able to create this movie that would ultimately show them that they don't have to have great wealth or great connections or anything of that sort, that they just have to believe in themselves and their idea and just persevere and hold on. So in my movie, I exemplify the 22 personality traits that people need to have to be able to become a possibility thinker, and so on and so forth. And so it's like an opus in a sense, because
Wow.
I'm putting in my entire career into this one movie because I want to make a story that is gripping,
Mhm.
or a set of stories that are gripping, and yet at the same time provide a textbook so that people can actually turn their lives around. Literally, after watching a 1.5 hour, 2 hour movie, literally turn their lives around.
Now, I came to believe that you believe in the supernatural. Is that true?
Who told you that?
No, I don't know. No, but is that true?
Now, is supernatural 2 words or 1 word?
Oh, both.
I'm just
You know, is there such thing as a ghost?
They got me involved, MediaCorp did, in a program called Incredible Tales.
Yes.
Where various people have seen ghosts and apparitions and poltergeist and so on and so forth. So I'm the investigator that comes in, and I'm the voice of reason. And 99% of the time, and I say 99%, ask me later about that 1%. 99% of the time when I investigate these occurrences, most times you will have people telling other people, telling other people, telling other people. So no one has ever really seen a ghost directly.
Have you?
It'll be like a mother who has, I heard it from an uncle of a friend who was a brother to a relative who was a son-in-law of so and so, and they saw a ghost, and I tell you, they will not lie. And so I interview these guys, and some of them are gossip mongers as well. You know how it is when gossip, starts. It always gets embellished along the way, and so of course the story becomes more and more fantastical, and until finally it's so hard to believe. Also, at the same time, while saying that, your mind is so powerful; it can generate hallucinations where there's nothing that existed there before. And if you want and believe and are spooked enough to believe, then even a speck of dust floating in the air can be a ghostly appearance or an orb of one sort or another. After saying that and also answering your question, I'm not ignoring your question, I found that there were some occurrences that I could not explain. Like, say, for instance, poltergeists. And almost always when we investigate poltergeist activity, it has to do with a young child who is emotionally repressed. Now, young children have an ability to use what is called psychokinetic ability, mind over kinetics, over movement. And so they move objects with their minds. And so as a result, you can walk from a table like this in a house where there's a poltergeist activity, and within a second or two, you just turn your back for a second, and you come back and look, and all of a sudden all the chairs are stacked up perfectly and no noise.
Really?
It's like, holy cow, what on earth? And then there becomes, for you another WTF situation, so you don't know.
You saw that yourself?
Oh, yes.
In Singapore?
Yes, but I can't tell you the place and the
Okay.
people, because then real estate values will drop, and those people will be very unhappy with me to say that their child is involved in this, that, the other thing. But at the same time, I want to calm everyone down and tell them that, look, your mind is powerful. Just watch what you're thinking at that moment. And then if you notice, most of these spooky things happen at night, when you're alone, in a really lonely place. And why don't they happen in the middle of Orchard Road in the afternoon? Because it's not spooky enough for your mind to generate or fabricate something that, will happen. So it does not happen.
Yeah, interesting. Now,
Yes.
they also said that yeah, I mean, now about your teachings and sorry, I will not say that the doctrine of your books that you have written,
Doctrine.
or motivational books.
The message.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
I have received one email. Someone said to me that, are you into New Age? Is that true?
I'm definitely not old age. I thought you mean, you're talking about the hippies and the people who smoke and they go off into the thing and chant mantras and all that. No, I am a psychotherapist. I'm only concerned with the mind.
Okay.
And I think,
So it's not nothing to do with the New Age movement and sorts.
You can stay quite comfortable wherever you are in the old age movement or middle age movement. and if my ideas are new, then go ahead, consider me new age. But the point is, I'm not professing that you take on a religion of one kind or another, or be agnostic in one kind or one way or another. If you are a Christian, my job is to make you a better Christian. If you're Hindu, to make you a better Hindu. If you're Muslim, to make you a better Muslim. And if you, Buddhist, to make you a better Buddhist. And in fact, the word Buddha simply means enlightened one. And if I remember correctly, since we're talking about Buddhist, that the Buddha 2,500 years ago said All is mind. Everything that you are, everything that you see around you is as a result of your mind. Wait a minute. We had to go to school to learn this. Yes, your mind generates your circumstances. What you think has given you the opportunities you have, or taken away those opportunities you had. The way you think about certain things and certain people have kept your relationships going or not going. Your mind literally has created the life that you have. You at some point decided that this would be a career for you, that this is what you wanted to do. And by generating that one thought, because all things, all structures begin as a result of a conception in the mind. And you conceptualize this, and now you turn it to reality. So to be that person that reaches that 1 billion people worldwide, which by the way is also my goal, and I have a set way to do it, um, then you need to take those action steps, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Then you need to take the next step after that. Then you need to conceptualize more after that. Then you need to get people involved. Then you need to multiply your efforts by training more people and teaching more people and so on and so forth. So you get your message out there that anything is possible. And if this phrase, anything is possible, is New Age, then yes, I'm guilty as charged.
No, no. Someone, oh, and I have one email that someone sent to me, and they want to know what actually happened to you. You know, not about your accident with one arm, but
You
really.
mean when I lost my virginity, or
No,
No.
no, of course not. It's the inspiration. You know, how did you first begun and discover that this is what you want to do? You know, what inspired you to be who you are today? You know,
because at some point I thought to myself I wanted to be a subject of a online television host who would be in a hotel doing this, and I said, "You got to start at some point." So no, I'm just kidding. I think most people who are in the helping professions, not just me, I think it's a serious hallucination of ours that we can help people, that we have the ability to help people. And so we want to live our lives knowing that before we do die and exit this world, that we are so wonderful at what we do that many people have been blessed by our presence or in their lives or our interaction with them in their lives. And so as a result, we feel better as we exit the planet, and those people, well, for a change, may miss someone, you know, after being living a very harsh life and being angry with people. They give other people a chance. And why? Because we've had a direct influence on their lives.
Okay.
And what people don't realize, and what your viewers need to realize as well, is that you are going to die. I mean, you're never going to get out of this life alive. You are going to die at some point. So before you do, what is your opus? What is your great work that you leave behind to help people? What is the thing that you want to help people accomplish? And so if there are a lot of voyeurs out there who are sitting out there saying that you are this thing and that thing and labeling you, your job is to ignore all of that. And so what if, like, say for instance, the example you used just now, they call me New Age in my thinking. Well, then don't follow it. Stay where you are in the Middle Ages, and they'll be fine. They'll be okay. But if you want to become happier, and if you want to experience a little bit more joy, and you want to be wealthier, and you want to be healthier, try this. What's the worst that can happen? You become a better person.
Amazing. Now, before we let you go, someone asked me, you know, is it true that you have a afterlife experience?
Yeah.
You know, and how did that
I
happen?
was mountain climbing when I was 17, 18 years old, and I lost my grip and fell down and broke my arm several places, and I was it was 10 days before we found a decent hospital. So you can imagine the infection, like a war zone infection called gangrene set in. And on the 10th day, it became gas gangrene, which means it went into the bloodstream. So my liver shut down, my kidneys shut down, lungs, heart, everything shut down on the operating table. They were trying to remove my arm, amputate, in a last ditch effort to throw the infection out and all of this. And they changed my blood several times, And now I know how a car feels when you change the oil, it's pretty much the same way. And while I was being operated on, I was clinically dead. I was already in this state. And I found myself outside of myself, looking at the entire operation. And at the same time, I could hear and feel what was going on in the corridor. My parents were crying and da-da-da-da-da. I could hear and feel nurses talking all over the place, and conversations all over the hospital were simultaneous, all at the same time. How I'm able to listen, I'm not sure to today how to explain that. Then I got sucked up into the ceiling, it felt like, and then through a tunnel of light, and there was a beam on the other side. In those days, because I was very Christian oriented, it was Jesus Christ standing out there. And
Really?
Yeah, but now I know better.
You sure you met Jesus Christ?
No, I'm saying I thought.
Okay.
And so he said, basically, son, it is not yet time. You have a lot of work to do. It's time to go back, and you can come back when you're done. And I argued with him. I said, since I have to go back, which I really didn't want to do, could I stay for a little while? And without arguing, he said, sure. And in my mind, I was there for about 4 or 5 days, but on Earth, only 19 minutes had passed. And I don't know till today how to explain that discrepancy in time. Some people talk about multidimensional consciousness and all of these things. Einstein talking about how a minute on Earth is like 1,000 years to God's, things like that. I have no idea how to explain all that. But, and I won't even begin to try, because I'm not a quantum physicist, And so yes, have I had a hereafter experience? Yes. And do I fear death? No, not at all.
And that is how you began your career in this writing business and so on, in Metal Secrets.
Yes, the Meta Secret is one of a trilogy of books. The other 2 books will discuss in sequence Enlightenment, the second book, how to actually get it now, if you want.
Oh, wow.
And it's not that hard, actually. And the third book is on the realm from which I came, where I spent the 5 days, and what I learned and what I know about the true nature of the universe and the reality and all of that. Maybe it's time to share that with the world, and I cannot wait for this new age people to tell me about myself at that point.
Yeah. Once again, before we let you go, what advice would you give for aspiring authors, as well as entrepreneurs who want to become a motivational speaker like yourself that you are
3
today?
questions in one. Okay, I love that. Aspiring authors, do the right thing. That means write. Don't ever give up writing. Write, if you can, about 10 to 100 pages a day, if you're ambitious like me. But 10 pages is fine. Make sure you write. Even if you don't feel like it, write. Even if you're uninspired, write. Even if somebody hurts you, write. Even if somebody tells you that you are sick and you need to be in bed, you need an operation, write. Find a way to write. And don't ever stop. And the second profession, you said motivational speakers. Motivational speakers, the only thing stopping you from becoming a great motivational speaker is your ability and your skills on the platform. If you'd like to, come join me. I'm holding a last seminar in Singapore, probably in December. And if you come to my website, which I'm sure you're going to give everybody, or even my Facebook site, I'll keep everybody informed about when, in a 6-day program, I will teach you how to have the most powerful platform skills you need and to become a master trainer. And I've trained people whose names I cannot mention right now, who are in Singapore, who are running multi-million-dollar businesses right now. But at the same time, the third job that you talked about, which is basically to be out there helping as many people as possible as a psychotherapist or anything of that nature, Don't wait for anything to happen. Just help people right now. Your neighbor, your friend, your forget the world around you and the other countries. Look in your own living rooms and look in your bedrooms. I mean, this is where the problems need to be solved. And if you can solve those problems, then the world is yours, my friends. Everything is yours.
Well said, and thank you for joining me here at the National Quiz Choice. Say hi, I'm Robin Steinberg, and please do look up at Dr. Mel's website. You can look up even the Meta Secret website, which is www.themetasecret.com, or you can even look at the Pandora Publishing, which he owns, at
Not yet.
Not yet?
That's not yet up yet.
Oh, it's not up yet.
It'll be
Okay.
another week before all the 140 books,
Oh, wow.
165 books are put up.
Oh,
But
okay.
send them to my Facebook.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. His Facebook at www.facebook.com/Dr. Mel Gill Original, and or official if you want to. And I'm Robin Steinberg. Thank you for joining me here at the National Quiz Choice once again. And have a good week ahead. And don't live out life without hope. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good. I hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah, I'll come back. I'll come back. Hopefully next time
All right.
you'll be at your office, and I will
Okay.
do another interview about your books.
Okay.
In detail.
Great.
You're still going to be around next week.
Yes.
I'll come by to your office next week then.
Yeah.
Call.
We should walk down there. They'll be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Sorry.
Let me just drink
Let me
this.
introduce you to this lady here. She's came all the way from the United States. Not to meet you, but of course, have an interview with me. But